How's it going? Thanks for joining me for another episode of Studio Hacker. Just wanted to showcase a couple of fairly inexpensive devices that I've got. Today I'm going to be running a Blues Junior that's basically factory. The guitar I'll be using is made by Grote, and it's kind of like a Les Paul Junior style guitar, where it's a I think that's the model, but it's basically, it's got P90s. It's this one right behind me. It's that style of guitar. It's a company called Grote. I bought it off of Amazon for, I want to say, like $120. Pretty cheap. Might be more than that now. I bought it last year sometime, so very inexpensive guitar, but it's great sounding guitar, great playing guitar. Came out of the box like basically perfect. Tuned to E flat like I normally do. And I have a podgo that I'm running the guitar through into the front side of this Blues Junior. And it's a great little practice setup. This amp's too small probably to really gig with any kind of stage volume or anything like that. It's not really going to hold up against like a drum set and stuff like that. Not very well, not in like a really hardcore rock kind of a environment anyway. You'd have to mic it and have stage monitors and all kinds of stuff like that. I would say that like in a little jazz, group where, it's not a bunch of crashing and smashing and banging and stuff like that, it'd do very well, I think, in something like that. Otherwise, it's a great little practice solution. The amp doesn't really have a ton of options. It's just single channel amp. There's a fat switch on it. If you dime the input volume on the amp, then you get some breakup out of it, and you can kind of use the master volume to adjust for overall room volume. Or if you brought that input gain, input volume down to like 2 or 3 and then dimed the master, you'd get a whole bunch of really clean out of it. I think it's a 10-inch speaker that's in there. The amp when I bought it was used. It was just a guy here locally looking to get a couple $100 out of it. It had a Weber speaker in it. I think it was the 1028 or something like that. Or not Weber, an Eminence. I think Eminence is what it had in it. I pulled that out and found a guy that was selling the Type A speaker, which is what this thing comes stock from the factory. So it's all returned back to stock. There's no mods on it. It sounds great. It comes with some reverb. The reverb isn't super dense and lush, but it has that on there. I'm blending the onboard reverb with some reverb on this pedal. And then that's all being picked up through a blue bottle, a blue baby bottle, and then some ribbon mics from Golden Age. Those Golden Age ribbon mics are being boosted by, I think the company's called Coda. They make these 20 dB clean boosts that you can buy. For the one that I have is like a dual channel, and I bought it last year. I bought a couple of them last year because they were such a good deal for like $60 for 2 channels. So I bought 2 of them, and one of them I'm using to boost my SM7 here, and the other I have a mid-side configuration for the Golden Age ribbon mics that I'm using. And it's just kind of picking up some of the room sound. I'm going to be blending the 3 mics, I guess, together. So it'll be the mid-side room configuration mixed in with the blue mic, baby bottle mic, and that mic is positioned just midway between the cone and the regular dust cap is what I'm trying to say. So in between the dust cap and the cone. to give it a little bit of presence. I like doing this because it offers a bunch of clarity, but then the room mics give it some dimension. You know, and you can lean heavier on one or the other depending on the vibe that you're trying to go for. If you want to make it feel really big, you can kind of lean a little bit harder on the room mics. If you want it to seem very focused, then, you know, lean a little heavier on the close mic. So anyways, just going to be doing a little bit of noodling. Nothing too crazy, obviously. But it's just a fun little way to practice, and you can get some cool sounds out of it. I just have like a stock loop that I'm going to be running a drum beat through my keyboard that's being picked up by my recording studio. So, you know, there's not going to be a whole lot of variance in that rhythm track, but you know, basically when I'm practicing, this is kind of what I do, is just set up a loop, or I'll have like a click track going that's just beeps to practice to. And you know, when I'm trying to come up with like concepts for songs, typically I'll put on like a drum beat to come up and write riffs to. When I'm trying to lay those ideas down, though, then I'll use a click track so that everything gets the right feel, and I'm not out of time and things like that in an unnatural way, unless that's what I'm kind of looking for. So anyway, get on to some playing. So this is what the amp sounds like, basically with nothing going into it right now. I have it driven a little bit, but not too terribly much. And then here's my reverb. And then when I'm trying to play with some distortion, I add my my fuzz pi is the preset that or the distortion pedal that I'm using on my podgo with a boost, and so that's what this sounds like. Then I might use some delay for you know, for some solo. Anyway, that's how that sounds. So I'll kick on my loop now and just jam around with it. Thanks for stopping by.